without further ado and see if Great Britain can put on a show for us today. Let's find out. Okay, welcome in game one. Sweden versus Great Britain here. We're starting out on Vinlandsaga for the Deathmatch Nations Cup. Down on the bottom side, we have Frost9 playing as the Huns. He is across from Breakfast playing as the Burmese. Okay, so a very fast civ in the Huns here for Frost9. We'll have to pay attention to him as Breakfast is coming in here, but probably not going to find a villager snipe. Up on the top side, Ganji is not going to snipe a villager with the Dravidian Light Cav. He is playing up against Happy the Andy, playing as the Romans. Okay, so we do see some Roman action in here. That is the Hussar from Camrat coming in. He is playing Pocket as the Tatars, going Tatar Camels. Interesting. Another not amazing camel civ. And it is Wildebeest with the Malians in the opposite pocket. So, lots of the double civs here, right? We said maybe picking these double civs early on can give you more fluidity later in the draft. We've got Tatars, Dravidians, Romans, and Malians all in here. And it is actually a few Tarkans mixed in for Frost early. Cav Archers behind, so I think this is where most of the early action is going to be. Huns want to do their damage early. They don't have to put down houses or whatnot, so they can produce quite a bit faster than most other civs, but Wildebeest coming in here with the Malian. Farimba Camels should do quite well against the Cav, but Frost already mixing in the Halberdier to deal with those. Meanwhile, topside, Ganji with the Dravidians. Mostly Halberdier, but we're getting Elephant Archers out on the field now. Romans should be able to deal with Dravidians fairly nicely. Very slow composition it will be for the Romans. They have to go Scorpions, but might not be too bad. And you know what? The Tatar Camels probably not going to be great against the Romans either. Can Happy the Andy 2v1 against Ganji and Camrat up there? That would be a nice start to things. Breakfast and Wildebeest pushing out in the south, denying a castle from Frost, who didn't get any early damage in, it's got to be said, but is getting the composition going. Again, not a lot of space, right? So the Huns also benefit from that. They can fit a lot more onto their starting island without needing to put houses down. Got some Burmese regular onagers. Frost trying to out-micro them with the Cav Archers, and is doing a pretty good job so far. And this is a big military, right? Like I said, military production should be solid for the Huns. It's actually not that high for Frost. He's been taking a lot of fights. Can Breakfast land a single good shot into these Cav Archers? Man. Camels come forward for Wildebeest. I don't know, man. There's so many Cav Archers now. Now Camrat's showing up with his own Cav Archers, so it's a double Cav Archer composition here. Keshik's mixed in as well. Topside. I did say the Romans should match up somewhat nicely, but Ganji is Ganji, right? He's got bombard cannons behind this to snipe the Scorpions. Treb's working away on castles. I don't know about the Legionaries. Ooh, also Cavalier is tough. Yeah, and the Scorpions are falling pretty quick once that castle goes down. Second castle has to... Well, I guess Frost wasn't deleted. He actually completes the castle already on fire down here as he and Camrat are pushing back. And yeah, I don't know. Happy the Andy maybe needed more siege workshops up here. There's only 4, but that one's going to go down. I think you just need to go super, like, 100 Scorpions in this matchup. It's tough, though. SO as well. Yeah, maybe it's... I don't know. Maybe it's not as good of a matchup as I was imagining. once you get into everything that the Dravidians can do. Dravidians, man, how do you counter them? Great splat. A lot of Cav Archers. Trebs they're a little bit too far forward there, but it's fine. Yeah, this is the Frost. This is the Frost Death Ball. He's got so many Trebs out early. You love to see it. Amarat taking a couple of decent Oninger shots, and Happy calls the GG already. He's been completely wiped out by Ganji. Shock result, says Breakfast. Indeed. Truly a shocking start to this series as Sweden takes game 1. Welcome in game 2. Great Britain versus Sweden. We are here on Coast to Mountain. Let's introduce our teams for Great Britain. On the left-hand side here, we've got Happy the Andy playing as the Mongols. Going to be playing up in the north. Very strong civ. Spanish for Pete, and it's in the middle as well. Interesting. So I thought we would save Spanish for Team Islands, but alright, Spanish here, and then Bengalis for Breakfast on the bottom. So really, really hard-hitting civs here for Great Britain. Really bringing their A game. I don't know how they're going to contend on the rest of these maps, because they've chosen a lot of their best civs, but alright. They're up against Sweden, and it's going to be Ganji playing as the Celts. Very strong civ. Frost 9 in, I guess you would call this pocket. It's not quite the pocket that most of these maps would be. Hindustanis, very strong as well. And Spaden has gone Burgundians. He's going Burgundian water, which I don't think they have a very good water. They don't get shipwright. They don't get... Well, I guess that doesn't matter. They don't get a couple other techs. They definitely don't get catapult galleons, even though Capture Age thinks everybody does. So, alright. Burgundians are not a good civ, generally speaking, in DM. Especially team games, I think they're probably not amazing. So, maybe. So, Sweden picking a slightly weaker civ, and they're trying to contest water here. Actually, really focusing down here is Frost 9 as well, trying to even deny docks from Team Great Britain. So, might not matter how good the Burgundians are on water. They might just win water via the land. As Breakfast is trying to come out here with the... Very interesting to have the Bengalis trying to play water instead of the Spanish, no? Well, he's not going to get on the water. Middle is being contested. Frost 9 with the Imperial Camels. Probably not the fight necessarily he wants to take against the Bengali Elephant Archers and Alb. Each castle maybe can get back on, as Frost 9's going to rotate north. Ganji with the Celts theoretically will be against Happy the Andy with the Mongols, but there's not too much focus up in the north so far. Angadai, gotta be careful with these guys, especially while they're in low numbers still. But there we go. This is good. I mean, I like the civs for Great Britain, right? Trying to contest, or not contest water, trying to get on the water is Breakfast now. Castle is deleted by the Burgundian. I guess they do get elite cannon galleons. So that's something good about them, at least on water. Elephant Archer is putting in pretty good work, though, against the Navy. But that does mean there won't be elephants in the middle. Yeah, I think this is an issue. I think this is kind of a big issue. Happy the Andy is not contesting the north at all. Is kind of pushing mid a little bit. But I think that's really tough to do with Ganji now basically taking total control over the north. That's where all of the gold, or not all the gold, a lot of the gold actually, but it's where all the wood is on this map. And Ganji even deleting some wood lines here. He says, alright, you're not going to get this wood. You can push me back, you will not be getting this wood back. Lots of elephants in the south. And Burgundians don't really have a good answer to elephant archers. Sometimes you can overwhelm them with straight up Imperial camels, but that's tough too. Especially when there's Halb and stuff in the mix. Castle is trying to be completed in the middle, and Frost is going to simply path up into the north, where Andy is trying to stop Ganji again from just ripping through everything. Andy's got to be saying, why am I always matched up against Ganji, man? But I guess that's the issue with Sweden, right? Is you kind of get that feeling no matter who you're matched up against. You just have to delay. You gotta delay this. I don't think you're ever expecting Andy to win against Ganji 1v1 up here. But you gotta delay it. Frost coming over to help with a lot of camels as well, so we need the push in the middle to be happening right now. And, I mean, it kind of is, but where's the siege? Breakfast with the huge elephant push, but there's no siege behind it, so how much damage is he really gonna find? Mangadai trying to micro down the Celt SO. I don't know if that's going to work out realistically. Oh, true. The Burgundians have extra damage on their cannon galleons as well. You always think about it for their hand cannons and bombard cannons, right? But don't see them picked on water maps too frequently. Yeah, full water control easily from Spaden. Didn't even ever get on water, did Great Britain, so that kind of is tough. Forward transport villas as well for Spaden. We can maybe put down some sneaky production buildings here. I don't know if he needs to, because Ganji has fully wrapped up northern control, so the trade line that's already begun for Team Great Britain will likely not survive too much longer. I mean, this is still a push that Sweden can't deal with right now, but man, there's no siege. There's literally no siege on the map for Great Britain. It feels so bad, man. Breakfast, or, I mean, somebody needs siege for this push, right? Doesn't necessarily need to be Breakfast. Maybe Pete with the Spanish can send down some siege or something, but yeah, the trade being eviscerated. Some sneaky Mangadai around the back. At least snipe out the siege. They do all die, though. So it stops the push. Pete shows up with Halb and Paladin. Clears up a lot of the siege. Man, if they could have denied that castle, it would have been really nice. The trade still all dies. And how's Spaden doing down here? It's going to be a castle to start with. So maybe some Coustier pumped out. We'll see. Okay, and Trebs. Finally Trebs from Breakfast. Can start pushing down some of these castles in the middle of the map. You kind of need the Celts to be down here, I think, to deal with these elephants, which is really awkward for Ganji to be able to do. So he might just fully commit and say, I can kill you faster than you can kill me, which probably is true. Camels come in. Like I said, sometimes you can just overwhelm elephant archers with camels, but there are halbs in here for breakfast too, and this is just not enough camels to overwhelm. How's trade looking for Team Sweden? Caravanserai are already fully built. Really nice job by Frost here. Trade numbers aren't huge yet, although except for Frost. Frost is super heavy trading. All right, you kind of need to with the Hindustanis. You need so much gold. Mongol SO do have some advantages over Celt SO. There aren't too many civs that have any advantages over Celt Siege. Mongols are one of them. But trying to out-micro Ganji is a tall order. Really tall order. Baden is heavy slinging his team. I think that makes sense with Burgundians, right? Like I said, they don't have a great land unit composition necessarily. Well, I said it would be tough. I said it's a tough ask for Ganji to rotate down here with military to deal with the elephant archers, but he has done it. And now that the mass of elephant archers has been dwindled down, maybe this is the time for the Imperial camels to shine. It was looking good for a moment, man. if Ganji had a little bit more to think about up top, I think maybe that push in the middle could have worked out, but he just pushed so fast. He pushed so fast that he was able to just send a bunch of SO down here and not worry about it too much. Yeah, I think this one's cooked. Camrat, thank you for the follow. Thank you, thank you. Gets to sit back and watch the rest of his team dominate here in game 2. And yeah, castle's falling now. A little bit of friendly fire here. Frost getting ripped by Ganji's SOs a little bit. Yeah, there's the Spanish Civ, and then there is Spaden, the player. Sorry, I should enunciate a little bit more clearly to clear up that confusion. You're right. Yeah. It was another game where there was opportunity. There was brief moments of opportunity here, right? Baden is now just... There's no military down here. Raw castle creeping in the south, which is hitting the other end of the trade. Ganji doesn't even have trebuchets. He's just full SOing down. Ooh, nice job by Andy. I thought he was going to lose every single Mangadai there. SO erasing TCs. He could just commit to the castle, to be honest. I guess there's a lot of castles here. So maybe not. More castles. It is indeed Coustier for Spaden. And we're getting some pushback here from Breakfast, but Breakfast has nothing left. He has nothing left. He had one big ball of elephant archers, which was all of these bodies that you're seeing here. And that was all he had, man. And there's a GG. Yeah. Queen takes game 2. Tough. Really good job, Frost. Prevented any docks from ever landing. It's a weird... probably shouldn't say it that way. Prevented any docks from coming down from Team Great Britain with land military. And then Spaden controlled the water with Navy from then on. Even some water trade being set up here is nice. That's so smart. Frost... I don't think Frost made a single naval unit this whole game. But he put a dock down here purely so Spaden could trade on the water. I love that, actually. Ooh, okay, I'm excited for this. I'm going to show you guys ahead of time. I usually don't. But I'm going to show us ahead of time so we can think about this a little bit before the game starts. It is Chinese and Malay, but it is the Sicilians as well. Sicilians don't have the worst dock in the world, so it's possible Andy just goes straight up water here, but I really would like to see him try some landing shenanigans. I think that could be really good. Because it's Portuguese, Armenians, and Wu for Sweden, which are pretty rough on land. Actually, really rough on land. Portuguese are okay, kind of, in certain situations. Armenians can be something, especially against Sicilians. Maybe the Armenians aren't bad. Wu are atrocious on land. So if Andy can get some distractions going on land with the Sicilians, and you've got Chinese and Malay behind it, I like the idea. I do like the idea. So let's see what the idea is. Hoping for shenanigans. I'm hoping for shenanigans. I think you gotta get a little bit crazy, right? I think you gotta get a little bit crazy against Sweden. Welcome in. Game... Ooh, what is happening here? Welcome in Game 3, potentially decider match. Sweden versus Great Britain. We are here on Team Islands. I think this has been the best map in the tournament so far as the quality of games we have gotten it on average. Let's see. Let's introduce our teams for Great Britain. We've got Pete playing as the Malay. So, some harbor action, Thalasocracy action. Wildebeest in pocket as the Chinese, arguably the best water civ in the game right now. And then Happy the Andy as the Sicilians. All right, let's see. They are up against Frost9 playing as the Portuguese. Camrat has subbed back in playing as the Wu. And Ganji is playing as the Armenian. Setting up those back docks is Ganji interesting. Full front docks, by the way, for Great Britain. So no fear and also no immediate trade lines. But you don't want to set up the trade too early. So let's see here. Lots of fires from Frost9's Portuguese. Sicilians do get Karak, so that's nice. Like I said, they're not terrible on water. But they're missing, they're missing a couple of things here. They're missing a couple of things. I was really hoping for a landing. Andy's just going full water so far. And we're getting caravels from Frost9. Okay, let's go. Maybe it's not even arguable. Are caravels the most meme unit on water right now? Because now turtles are actually good. Arguably overpowered right now. And they used to be like the other meme unit on water. I guess maybe Therisidae are still a little bit higher up the rankings of memery. I don't know. Elsewhere, Pete with the Malay kind of overrunning Ganji. Ganji did, again, put up a lot of docks in the back. So probably was never going to be able to compete at the front, at least not early. But it's really good value here. Even able to come down here, and man, the Chinese, they've got the dragon ships out, really nice. They've got the truly overpowered Lushuans. I'm a little shocked Lushuans weren't, nerfed again in the new PvP, because I feel like they're so busted on water. Okay, we've got some heavy demos coming out here to supplement the middle navy. This is a lot of navy from Frost, though. 86 caravels. There's some Karaks in there, some fire ships. Demos trying to get in. Demo's kind of lackluster these days, but you know what? With the dragon ships in there, with the Lushuans behind, wouldn't be too bad. Ganji's trying to make his way from the back of the map to the front, but Pete's doing a good job of keeping his navy reinforcements kind of in position. He didn't overextend himself to the south too much. This is a good push. Stuff's being lost. Castles and TCs are being lost on the shoreline for Team Sweden. Docks are also getting swallowed up by these Lushuans. So Frost's production is going to be impacted here. A little bit of overextension for the dragon ships, though. Gotta be careful. Gotta keep everything together. This is a lot of pass-through damage that the caravels are going to be pumping out here. You know what? Still going all right. Pete. I mean, the Malay have a worse dock than the Armenians by a fair bit. I guess they do get... it's okay. It's okay. They miss a couple of things. It's okay. Brahmins and Armenian galleons. Quite solid for Ganji, though. We've got a transport ship here for Wildebeest. I'm going to try to keep an eye on that. The push continues here, though. It's a good... well, okay. Yeah, be careful with that. Be careful with that. The Lushuans have continued to tear through docks. Frost has plenty more docks on the side, but he has lost quite a bit. Ganji thinks he has enough military to push out here. The Draman's quite solid in ship-to-ship combat. Especially if your opponent kind of groups their ships up. Harbors coming into effect here. Got a little bit of a flank as well. I think this is looking good for Pete. And I think this is looking good for Great Britain in general. Frost's Navy has evaporated. Hard switching into Carax. But I don't know if that's going to get it. Well, okay. How do they do against Lushuans, actually? It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. We also have Lushuans from the Wu. Are the Wu the ones that have the... Yeah, they fire additional projectiles. So the Wu have quite a good Lushuan. Does clear up all of Wildebeest's navy. Ooh, that's not good. Gold becoming an issue here for Team Great Britain, although Ganji also out of gold. So Ganji might be in trouble here soon. He doesn't have any trade set up either. But military quite a bit ahead for Sweden overall. Dragon ships. And they still don't do that well against the Carax. Looking kind of close. Sniper. It was certainly... I was getting very excited for Great Britain. We do have a landing, by the way, so it took a while. But we did reach that landing shenanigans that I wanted from Happy. Castles and donjons from our Sicilian player. This does mean he's not on water very much, though. So there's a give and a take. And the take is that all of the docks from Wildebeest are going down at the front now to the combined navies of Camrat and Frost. Is worth it? I don't know. I don't think so, right? It was going so well until the Wu Lushuans showed up. Lushuans are so OP, man. It just takes them showing up once and suddenly everything's different. Still a big, big navy for Pete. Kanji is somehow keeping pace with him. He is on gold rather heavily now. Wood is becoming an issue for Sweden, though. I guess it kind of is for Team Great Britain as well. We're going to need more docks. And yeah, there we go. I was going to say, Wildebeest needs a lot more docks in a safe place. So this is good. Front of the base has been lost. And even castles on the shore feel so bad against this many Lushuans. It's really tough. Look at how fast this castle is going to go down once Camrat focuses on it. This is only half of his Lushuans, by the way. That it's not even half. It's like a third. And it just immediately goes down. Andy trying to get some more navy on the field. His landing's been fully cleared. Did force, you know, this is investment. There's quite a bit of investment that is nice to have forced. Back on the water now. Definitely making things a little messy for Team Sweden. This is a good engagement. That's a decent amount of Lushuans that will go down for free. And there's still a lot at the front, though, for Sweden. We might need to back up here. This is a really bad fight to take, I think. Back up a little, redock wherever you can. Maybe you can start redocking the front here now. Navy fights are such big snowballs that you can't afford to take bad fights like this and trickle in military. No, Wildebeest, now's not the time. I don't think. Wildebeest goes in as Pete goes back. A little bit maybe of miscommunication there between the two team members. You really got to be fighting together. If you're going to take this fight, you both got to be taking that fight. That's tough. That's actually really tough. On the other side, Andy is still putting in the work. No reinforcements really coming from Frost. And we've got First Crusade. As Ganji says, well, you made me invest into all this military on land. I may as well send it forward. Frost actually made the transport ship for him, so that's nice. So Andy needs an injection of sergeants on land to deal with this. This is not what you want to have to deal with if you're Great Britain. This is the downside of landing your opponent, right? Because then they have all this land of military that they may as well use. Suddenly you're getting reverse landed. Andy look like he's paying attention here. Now engages the rest of the navy, but a lot of loose Schwans. Caravels shouldn't do great here, but the Carax will. Bit of a pushback in the north. Some Lushwans are going down. Ganji, he's got his gold situation figured out, but not his wood situation. Is he trading? He's trading on land as well, so he's not even getting wood from his trade, which is possible on water. The 2v1 is starting to come good in the south, though. Frost and Kamrat pushing back Happy. Where is... There's not a lot here from Pete, right? But why not? He's so boomed. Holy, is he boomed. He's got 150 vills plus trade carts. I mean, Malay don't have the best navy, but you do want some navy on the field. Okay, he deletes about 20 villagers. He honestly needs to delete more, I think. 2 canoe. Don't really get it done against the Lushwans, it's got to be said. Great Britain has pushed back the landing, but now they've got all this military tied up in land military, which is not really where they need it right now. And Sweden is broken around the back side of the island. Happy Andy cannot deal with the 2v1. 23 Wu Lushwans. Bit of a pushback in the north. Maybe. Can they actually do damage with this, though? I think you also need to be redocking here. Yeah, as soon as you gain any ground, you need to be docking it, because we're losing a lot of docking space on the other side. I think Happy the Andy is actually going to be fully forced off of water completely as these docks go down. Donjan's doing decent damage to the navy, so that's going to help out for sure. But they go down so quick to this many Lushwans. Jeez. 29 Wu Lushwans firing extra projectiles, lobbing them in. I'm shocked, honestly, it doesn't go down faster, the Donjans. They survive longer than I thought they might. Bit of a pushback for Wildebeest. In the middle of the map, I like Pete's Redux on the top side. Ganji struggling. He was out of wood, right? For a long time he was out of wood. And it's kind of coming back to bite him right now. 34 galleons and some heavy demos on the map. Does have some trade cogs now mixed in, which he should be getting wood from. But I don't know. No, he's just getting gold. Ooh, I don't know. I think he needs the wood. But this is still an issue. It is only Lushwans. Everything else has died. So if we can get a little bank up of navy here, we might be able to clear this off. Bill Castle's going down at the front, though. Frost with not the biggest navy, but it is a navy. And Lushwans are going to go down in the middle. Kamrat has so much res. Kamrat has so much more res than everyone else in this game right now. Though he can replace his Lushwans. He's got 50 of them on the field. Still about 30 around the back. Taking Happy off of gold. More docks going down. We really need something back here to deal with this. So much is going down to these. But Great Britain is focused on the middle of the map right now. Monastery goes down as well, so relic gold no longer being supplied there. But Ganji taking suboptimal fights. He's trying to bank up more navy in the north with galleons, and he does have a decent mass up there. Some Lushuans for wildebeest in the middle, but... Oh, we gotta clear this up, bro. We gotta. I know they're taking good fights in the middle, but you can't let this just hang out around the back. Markets have gone down. I assume they were down here somewhere at one point. No longer, so trade has been impacted. We really need to have water trade at this stage, though. Water trade is necessary now because wood is probably gone for the most part. A couple wood lines remain, but for the most part, all gone. Frost even arrived here with more Caracs. That's so tough. It was just Lushuans for so long, and by the time you finally bank up a navy to stop the Lushuans, Frost is here with more. I mean, it's not great trade for Team Sweden, to be honest. Frost is only on land trade. So wood is going to be a huge issue. Frost is Fatoria. Frost is playing Fatorias. I don't think that's ever correct now that you can trade for wood, right? Surely that's never correct. It takes so much population space for not a lot of wood. But maybe it doesn't matter. Comrade is just doing the full loop around the island. Nothing can kill these Lushuans, man. I find a decent engagement in the middle. Happy, but I think both teams are kind of dead right now. Which is weird to say. Feels like both teams have kind of died a little bit. Kamrat still has all of these Lushuans, so he's fine, but like both teams are running out of wood real fast. Players are just sending their Great Britain specifically is just sending their vills forward because there's no resources to take on their island anymore. And you know what? These castles are putting in the work. Sniping a lot of trade. It's not bad. It's actually not bad. We just cannot beat these Lushuans. They're unstoppable. How do you clear up 30-odd Lushuans? Genuinely, I don't know. They beat everything. They literally beat everything. I don't get it. Big fight here. We've got Kamrat not going full Lushuan anymore. We've got fast fire ships mixed in. Frost is mostly Caracs. The GG is called. Did it need to be? I guess so. There's no military left. It's all been cleared up. Ganji showed up with one more navy. And GG, well played. Good luck next is called. Sweden will maybe expectedly take the 3-0 sweep. It was looking so close there for Great Britain, though, man. It was really looking close for Great Britain. If they could have cleared up this Lushuan army. It was like here, right? This is about where all the supporting navy fell away from the Lushuans, and it was just Lushuans for Kamrat. If they could have stopped them here, I think there's a really good chance for Great Britain. But I just don't know how you stop this unit. That was a good series. That was a good series. There were some moments throughout this series that Great Britain were looking like they had a chance in some of these games, which is no small feat against the juggernaut that is Sweden.